Hey everyone, what is going on? So, we're doing another one of those discussion videos, next week's events. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. We're beginning with the competition this time, Mega Houndoom. Now, Mega Houndoom is good, so you might as well play it. Why not? I would go fill items just so you could get a better score. Pick up the Mega Stone if you need it. If you don't need the Mega Stone, pick up the level up and the Mega Speed Ups and raise max levels, because, yeah, you might as well go for it. Mega Houndoom, pretty good Pokemon. I still think the Mega Deontay fully sped up is better, but I use Houndoom quite a bit on things that it's super effective against and has a bunch of barriers. So, namely Torterra, which if you watched the main stages months ago, you'll remember that probably. So definitely helps out with like the Burn Plus. So yeah. For those that don't know, it destroys up to 10 barriers on the field. That's what its mega effect is. Regular Houndoom, it has a Risk Taker, so regular Houndoom's not that great, but it's good for the Mega, so I'll definitely go ahead and pick it up. Totally worth it. Totally worth playing this competition, so you definitely want to dive right into it and play this competition, So yeah, we'll move on for now. And next up we have Tornadus. This is the Therian form. I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, this one's not the greatest Pokemon. It has Risk Taker, which was good once upon a time, but it has been outclassed. I mentioned that several times in past videos. But, it could definitely help you out, I guess, if you're still in the main stages, because it does have a high attack power, so it could be good for like a beat stick, but it's not good. It's eventually going to drop off your roster because it's really not a good Pokemon anymore. We have plenty of better flying types like Shot Out, Barrier Shot, Block Shot, other Pokemon that do crazy amounts of damage, even like Sky Blast or things like that. So you're not going to use Risk Taker anymore. It's really not one worth farming. So if you're considering this, I would cross it off. So don't do this one. Don't do it. It's kind of like a hit or miss with Risk Taker anyway. You could do a lot of damage. You could do very little damage. You could do medium. It's just not worth it. It's better off to go with the guaranteed damage Pokemon, damage multipliers, whatever, like Block Shot and things like that. So basically what I'm trying to say is Risk Taker is not worth it anymore, especially in Tornadus. So yeah, that is Tornadus. I would try and catch it though if you don't have it, just because it is a cool Pokemon. So why not pick it up for the collection purposes? But if you do miss it, it's nothing to worry about. So moving on from that, we have, which was once a really difficult stage, Golisopod. This used to be an ultra challenge. For those that saw my video, I went full items on this. Now, you could do it with less. This is actually technically possible itemless with the Mega Houndoom, or at least it was when it was an ultra challenge, but I went full items for the good catch rate. Now it's back, but it's a great challenge, so it's not going to be that difficult. I don't know what the stage is. They might have changed it. It might have stayed the same, just with a lot less HP. So either way, don't go full items on this because it is not an ultra challenge. If you see Golisopod thinking it's an ultra challenge, don't, because it's a great challenge. So you should be able to beat this one just fine, hopefully. Again, I don't know the HP or anything, just because it is a great challenge, but you should be able to catch it. It has Blindside, which, as I mentioned with Shiny Gengar, is mediocre. It's not terrible, but I wish the damage multiplier was better, or at least higher. Then it would be good. If it was like eight times the amount of damage, then it would be, I would say, on like Shot Out tier levels, close to that, Block Shot, things like that. But unfortunately, only has 5 times at skill level 5. Again, it's not terrible. I just don't think it's worth farming, and it is possible to farm just because it is a great challenge. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it. If you absolutely have nothing to do in terms of shuffle this week, if you finished the escalation, didn't do anything else, you could farm this one. It could come in handy. I've used Golisopod. It's good on like Cortana, obviously, so that would give you extra damage against Cortana whenever Cortana returns again in the future. It's currently going on, but I'm just talking about when you have it fully maxed out. Anyway, yeah, not really the greatest Pokemon in the world, but that's okay. Golisopod is still at least a great challenge now instead of an ultra challenge, and it is a cool Pokemon, so I would catch it depending on how difficult it is, but again, I don't think it should be that bad. because it is a great challenge. Some great challenges are difficult if you're like mid-level early on. I could totally see some of them, so I don't know how this one's going to be, but you know, an attack power should be able to get it, but we'll see. I guess just wait for the video next week and judge it for yourself to see how difficult this one is, but I would catch it. I would definitely catch it because it does have a high attack power as well. It has 80 base, gets up to 100, and then it could take like 20 raise max levels if you're that daring. You know, you could go that route. I wouldn't give it the raise max levels, but yeah, the option is available. So next up we have Bombbe. Now Bombbe has a very low catch rate unless they upped it. It's literally 1%, and you know, I don't think the stage is the easiest stage in the world. I think Bombbe is a little bit tanky. It is a great challenge, so it might be. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it is, I guess. But yeah, this one, if you get a super catch, I would say go for it. Even though Bombbe is not good, it has Paralyze Plus, and unfortunately, Paralyze Plus has a very low activation rate, even at skill level 5. So this one's totally not worth farming or investing in whatsoever. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah, if you're down to catching them all, I definitely catch it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you have to catch it if you want to catch them all. But if you don't, you could also skip it just because, as I said, I think this one might be a little bit tough. I remember going in with a steel team, I believe, because it is a fairy type, and yeah, it was kind of difficult. So, you know, if you don't have Bombbe, you could think about it. You could try the stage, see how it is, see how you think you could handle it. You know, if you come close, then I would say keep on trying it. But it is a tough one in terms of the catch rate, at least. You know, but yeah. So that's Bombbe. Yeah. So we'll move on from there. We actually have a really good Pokemon. We have, we have Alolan Ninetales, and Alolan Ninetales is amazing. I've used it all the time. It has Freeze Plus. Now, it has a very low activation rate on skill level 1 or skill level 2. So you want to get it up to a higher skill. You know, skill level 4 or skill level 5 is what I recommend, and then it has really good activation, and it freezes the opponent for 7 turns, so it's basically a disruption delay, without actually spending coins on a disruption delay. It only activates on a match of 4 or 5, so it can't activate on a match of 3, but matches of 4 are not difficult to get, you know, even especially on time stages. So if you have a difficult time on time stages, this is a Pokemon you definitely want to catch, and you definitely want to farm if you think you can. I believe there's a lot of ice, don't quote me on that. So maybe if you have Mega Houndoom, that would be the way to go. We'll have to see next week, but I know Mega Houndoom competition is next week, so you might not have it. But either way, definitely catch Alolan Ninetales, even if you're not going to farm it, because you might decide to invest in it at a later point. And even if you don't want to farm it, even if you don't want to grind it, it's worth the skills cookies because it's such a good Pokemon. I'm not saying you should use it. I mean, obviously, it's better to grind it than use the skill cookie, so you can save your resources for other Pokemon that don't have options to be able to grind. But it is a good Pokemon, and you do want to catch it. I cannot stress that enough. So even if you have to go items, it's totally worth it. Go in with that attack power. Go in with a +5 doesn't add to the catch rate, unfortunately, but go in, you know, with a disruption delay if you have to catch this Pokemon, because Alolan Ninetales is really, really good. Yes. Oh, by the way, did I say Alolan Ninetales was good? It's good. Okay, so even though I don't want to move on, we are going to move on. We have Winky Delcatty. Now, this is actually a new Pokemon, so this is really exciting to be able to catch. It's not going to count towards our new Pokemon goal, unless if you don't have the original Delcatty, because it's just a variant. It's not an actual new Pokemon, but it is new in terms of this one particular Delcatty has never been in the game. I hope that just made sense. But yeah, now surprisingly, this is actually really good. It has Shot Out, so you guys know how good Shot Out is. It's totally good. I use it a lot. A lot of people use it a lot. But Winky Delcatty has 2 problems. 1, it's a normal type, and 2, Regigigas has Shot Out, and it has more attack power, and by more, I mean a lot more. So, Regigigas is actually the better option. However, Regigigas is probably, actually, it definitely is annoying to farm, so, and it's not available, so this one is So if you literally have nothing else to do this week, Winky Delcatty is not a terrible option. It's actually a good option if you want to invest in it. I'm not going to do it because I don't know. I don't know why I'm not going to do it. I just don't. It's a normal type. I mean, I use Silvally. That's the only normal type I use. I have normal types that cover basically every type. I don't see myself getting a whole lot of use out of it. Plus, as I said, Regigigas. But the advantage of Winky Delcatty is that it doesn't need a skill swapper. Whereas Regigigas does need a skill swapper to get shot out. So, totally up to you. If you feel like you want to farm it, if you don't need any other Pokemon this week, if you have a Alolan Ninetales maxed out, this is probably a good choice to go. One that I would probably, I don't know, I'd give it a 50-50. I'd say it's worth it. I wouldn't blame you for farming it, but totally not needed. I would not do this over Alolan Ninetales though. I've said it before. I'm going to say it throughout this whole discussion video. Anyway, that is Winky Delcatty. So now we have Tapu Bulu. Now this is actually an Ultra Challenge. So I guess that's why they made Golisopod the Great Challenge. Yeah, this one, this stage is, how do I put it? Is tough. All the Tapus are tough, so it's really unfortunate. It has a Block Smash plus, which is a good ability. I really like that ability, but it also has Typeless Combo if you skill swap it, which is obviously the better ability. Personally, I feel like this stage is inconsistent to beat. You're going to need a fully maxed out, fully invested everything to go at this Pokemon if you want a chance to farm it. I'm not saying it's not possible to beat itemless. It's definitely possible. I believe I beat this itemless. I know I beat this with just a +5. I may have also beaten it itemless. I'll try it itemless tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week, excuse me. But, yeah, if you can't do it itemless, use items to try and catch it if you want to catch it. But if you don't feel like you could beat it, you don't have to go for it just because, yeah, I mean, it's a good Pokemon. You want it, definitely, but I don't want you to waste all those coins and not catch it, because I would totally recommend full items, even the complexity. You could leave out the +5 just because, as I said before, it doesn't add to the catch rate, but, if you feel like you're not going to beat it within 5 turns, you might want the +5. However, if you're not going to beat it within 5 turns, I wouldn't even bother, because then you get, no catch rate, because this has a very low catch rate. So, I remember going full items when it originally came out, and I had, I don't remember the specifics on the Tapus, but I know most of the Tapus were 30%, if I was lucky, it was 40, and that was with a Great Ball, that was with, so, that's why these are very low catch rates, so judge it as you will, but yeah, it's definitely, going to be a difficult stage, unfortunately, but it's cool that it's back to give people, the option of being able to farm it, or to catch it. So yeah, that is Tapu Bulu. So now we are going to move on. We have a Safari. Now, in the Safari, we have Pineco, Fortress, Ladybug, Ladyin, Houndour, Houndoom, which is the good one, Noibat, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, and the Pavilion, the Pokeball pattern one. That's really cool. I don't know if that Pokeball one was in the Safari before. I don't think it was. I'm not too sure. But that's really cool. That's really rare. That's 3.33%. And Houndoom is 3.33%. I think those are the only two super rare ones. You want to catch the Houndoom just because it's good. So, I would recommend going in for it. You definitely want the Houndoom. Obviously, if you find Pavilion, catch that as well. It's not really good. It has Flash Mob, but Flash Mob's not really that good anymore, so, but it's still a nice collector's item, so I would totally recommend catching it, if you think you can, catch this one. Yeah, well, definitely use the Great Balls on Houndoom and Pavilion, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Those are two really nice Pokemon to get and add to the collection, especially Houndoom. So I would recommend it. I would actually use the free 15 minutes on this if you need those. Just when you're using the free 15 minutes, even if you need everything in the Safari, enter the Safari, exit out if it's common, and keep on doing it until Houndoom or Pavilion appear, because you don't want to waste time catching the common ones, even if you need them. You could go back in if you want to catch them all, and later after, because you want to use that free 15 minutes. You could also use one of the free jewels that we get for the daily check-ins to get like an extra half hour or whatever. And you should be able to get them, so that's definitely what I would recommend doing. Just try the first free 15 minutes, see how you do, and hopefully you could get both of them, but especially Houndoom, in my opinion. So yeah, let's move on, shall we? We have Thrilla Sh once a day. Yeah, we have once a day Pokemon every single week now, which is really cool. It drops hearts. It could drop an enhancement. So there's no reason not to play. You spend a heart, but you get at least one heart back. Sometimes two. Rarely an enhancement, but again, it could happen, so you're not losing anything, plus you get 200 coins, so there's no reason not to play it. The only reason to not play it is because you don't feel like logging into your game and playing today. I mean, that's basically the only reason to not play it, but, you know, if you're playing every single day, definitely play Thrilla Sh every single day, why not? So, let's move on to the finale. We have Tyrogue. We have Castform, Mantike, Solrock, and Lunatone. These are the daily Pokemon. Now, none of them are good, but you should play the daily Pokemon once a day just because you get a guaranteed 200 coins, and you could get presents, like a red gift is worth like 2,000 coins, or you can get, you know, other gifts worth like 100 or 300 coins, so it's totally worth it. 50% chance to get like the 100 coin drop, so I would totally recommend playing each of these daily Pokemon. So yeah, let's go wrap it up for this discussion. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Let me know if I made any mistakes. All my videos are unscripted, they're unscripted, so I could have made a mistake here and there. Sometimes I do, so please let me know. Some of you, you guys always let me know when I slip up and make a mistake, so I certainly appreciate that. I really enjoy that you guys are, you know, looking out for me and helping me out and watching the content. So yeah, let me know which one you're most excited for. If I had to, the thing is, I'm not excited for anything this week. I would say Winky Delcatty, just because I'm not going to farm it, but just because it's new and I don't have it, so I'm going to catch it. Other than that, I'm glad Alolan Ninetales is back for the people that need it. And yeah, so the Meloetta escalation is also continuing to go on, but from what I understand, it's bugged, so it might crash while you're playing it. I'm not too sure. I haven't played it, so yeah, but that's going to be it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.